Have you ever noticed that the more connected you are, the more anxious you feel? You wake up, reach for your phone, scroll through chaos, emails, notifications, bad news, before your feet even touch the floor. And just like that, your day doesn't belong to you anymore. It belongs to everything and everyone else. But what if I told you there's a way to build an invisible armor? One that doesn't just protect your mind from the world's noise, but actually makes you stronger because of it. That's what we're diving into today. Inspired by the teachings of modern thinkers like Ryan Holiday and James Clear, we're going to explore how to build a Stoic blueprint for life. A way to remain grounded, clear, and calm, even when life is anything but. This isn't about ancient statues and dusty philosophy books. It's about facing real problems, stress, burnout, information overload, and finally having a framework to respond, not react. Ryan Holiday once said, "Discipline equals freedom." And that's what the Stoics understood 2,000 years ago, and what we desperately need to remember now. The freedom to choose your response, no matter the storm outside. James Clear reminds us that we don't rise to the level of our goals, we fall to the level of our systems. So, what systems do you have in place to protect your peace? What habits have you trained to hold the line when life pushes back? Today, we're going to build your armor, layer by layer. Morning to night, we'll uncover how the most resilient minds create space for stillness, strength, and focus. How they prepare for the chaos before it hits. How they use routines not just to survive, but to lead. No, this isn't another motivational fluff piece. This is a real-world guide for building internal stability in an unstable world. A daily system, tested by history and proven in modern life. So before you scroll to the next distraction, ask yourself this. What would it feel like to wake up tomorrow already prepared? Already strong? Already unshakable? Let's find out. The morning is not just a time of day. It's the forge. It's where you either build your armor or walk into battle unarmed. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, used to wake before the Roman world demanded his attention. Not because it was easy, but because it was necessary. Ryan Holiday, one of the modern champions of Stoic thinking, says the same thing. How you start your day is how you set your state. When your feet hit the floor, you are already in motion. But the question is, are you leading your day, or is the day dragging you? James Clear calls this the decisive moment, that small window in the morning where one good action leads to another. Wake up and go for a walk. You're more likely to eat healthy. Journal your thoughts. You're more likely to stay focused. The first habit sets the tone. And you don't have to wake up at 3 a.m. to be successful. But you do need intentionality. Robin Sharma, author of the 5 a.m. Club, teaches that winning begins at dawn. Not because 5 a.m. is magic, but because it's quiet. It's yours. Before emails, meetings, and bad news, there is space to create, think, breathe. Tim Cook, Apple CEO, starts his day at 3:45 a.m., not for productivity clout, but to read customer emails and prepare. He wants to begin from a position of calm, not chaos. Howard Schultz, former CEO of Starbucks, begins his day with gratitude and vision setting. He once said his morning walk isn't just exercise, it's where he finds his leadership rhythm. And General Stanley McChrystal, legendary U.S. Army leader, famously wakes early and works out before most people's alarms even buzz. Why? Because physical discipline builds mental discipline. When the world tests your limits, you need a reservoir to draw from. Even Anna Wintour, editor-in-chief of Vogue, plays tennis at 5:30 a.m., not to compete, but to center herself before the intensity of her day. It's not about being extreme. It's about being consistent. Ryan Holiday journals every morning, not to perform, but to prepare. He writes down what he's afraid of, what he must face, what he hopes to avoid. It's a moment to gain clarity before the noise invades. James Clear echoes this. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. A calm, clear morning is a system. A journaling habit is a system. 1 minute of stillness, 1 glass of water, 1 decision not to look at your phone, those are systems. Mel Robbins, in her signature 5-second rule, says if you don't act within 5 seconds of a positive impulse, your brain will kill it. So don't wait. When your alarm goes off, move. Don't negotiate with your comfort. This is your forge. The morning is your chance to put on the armor, mental, emotional, even spiritual. So what does that look like practically? Step 1. Wake up before the world demands your attention. Just 15 to 30 minutes earlier can shift your whole mindset. Step 2. Don't touch your phone. Touch your breath instead. Feel your body. Be present. Step 3, right? Even if just one sentence. What are you thinking? What are you fearing? What must you face? Step 4 move. Walk, stretch, lift. Let your body send a signal. I'm alive. I'm here. I'm ready. Step 5 reflect. Ask, who do I want to be today? Not what do I need to do, but who? The goal isn't to have a perfect morning. The goal is to have ownership of it. When you prepare before the battle, you don't panic in the fight. When you lead your morning, the world doesn't lead you. This is how you forge the invisible armor. Not all at once, but layer by layer. And if you skip it, if you open your phone before your eyes adjust to the light, then your day isn't yours. It's already been stolen. So what kind of warrior do you want to be? There's a moment in every day when things start to spiral. When an email, a comment, a glance, or just bad news triggers that rush of emotion. Your chest tightens. Your thoughts race. Your patience snaps. And suddenly, you're no longer leading your life, you're reacting to it. But what if you could stay centered in those moments? What if the real battle wasn't outside, but inside? This is where the Stoic blueprint becomes your armor. Not just in the quiet of the morning, but in the fire of the day. Ryan Holiday reminds us, the obstacle is the way, meaning whatever triggers you, whatever angers you, whatever frustrates you, can be your training ground. The stress is not something to avoid. It's something to use. James Clear expands on this idea. He teaches that the systems you build shape your behavior, especially under pressure. If you wait until the crisis hits to figure out how to stay calm, it's already too late. You have to train for it before it arrives. Let's be honest, chaos is guaranteed. Difficult people? Check. Unexpected problems? Check. Emotional fatigue? Absolutely. But your response? That's optional. Jordan Peterson says, clean your room before you try to change the world. What he means is, bring order to your own mind first. If your inner world is chaos, no external system will ever give you peace. Jay Shetty, a former monk turned life coach, emphasizes this too. He says that learning to listen, not just to others, but to your inner voice is what helps you respond, not react. Meditation, breathwork, even a pause of silence, all of these give your mind a moment to choose wisely. Now let's look at those who've mastered this in real life. David Goggins, former Navy SEAL, was pushed beyond mental limits every single day. Insults, pain, exhaustion. But he didn't flinch. He used the chaos to build discipline. Callousing the mind, he says. Repetition of resilience. Dwayne Johnson, rejected from the NFL, broke emotionally. But instead of letting failure define him, he created a new path. His silence wasn't weakness, it was recalibration. Jeff Bezos, in his leadership meetings, follows the principle of delaying reaction. He pauses, reflects, asks questions, even when provoked. It's not about being passive, it's about protecting clarity. Keanu Reeves, after unimaginable personal loss, chose to move through pain with grace. He's become a symbol of quiet strength in a world that screams for attention. These aren't superheroes. They're human beings who train their minds like warriors. And you can too. So, how do you build emotional armor? First, accept that discomfort will come. Don't be surprised by it. As the Stoics said, expect the blow, so it doesn't knock you out. Second, create space between trigger and reaction. That's where the power lives. Third, prepare your systems ahead of time. Deep work. Clear boundaries. Mental reset routines. Ryan Holiday says, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. James Clear would add, stack your habits where they matter most. Maybe that means a walk before a hard meeting, or a mantra before opening your inbox. You don't need a perfect life. You need a practiced mind. And let's be real, some days will still get to you. You'll yell. You'll react. You'll spiral. But the difference now, you'll notice it. You'll pause. You'll recover faster. Because you're training. Because you're building something inside that chaos can't reach. This is the emotional armor we build. Not to avoid conflict, but to step into it with clarity. You are not your anger. You are not your anxiety. You are not your reaction. You are the calm behind it. And as your day heats up, as problems arrive and people test you, remember, you already forged your armor this morning. Now is the time to wear it. The day is done. The battle has passed. And now you face the final test, not from the outside world, but from within. This is where most people lose the war. They carry the stress, the noise, the regrets, all the way into their sleep. Their body rests, but their mind spins. They scroll until their eyelids give up, and they wake up already tired, already off-center. But the Stoic blueprint doesn't end in the morning. It closes with purpose at night. Ryan Holiday calls it washing off the dust of the day, a nightly ritual to let go, to reflect, to recalibrate. It's not just about relaxing, it's about realigning. James Clear reinforces this idea. Every action you take is a vote for the type of person you want to become. And at night, you get to count the votes. You get to ask, did I show up today as who I want to be? This is not about perfection. It's about awareness. It's the moment to put yourself up for review, not to criticize, but to understand. Jocko Willink, former Navy SEAL commander, calls it the debrief. Every mission ends with a breakdown. What worked, what didn't, what to improve. You don't go to sleep hoping tomorrow's better. You make sure tomorrow's smarter. Tim Ferriss does this with his 5-minute journal. Each night, he writes down what went well, what didn't, and what he learned. He calls it preparing for tomorrow by learning from today. Kobe Bryant, one of the most disciplined athletes of all time, kept a nightly ritual of journaling gratitude, focus, and reflection. His evenings were as strategic as his mornings. Naval Ravikant, entrepreneur and philosopher, speaks of quiet evenings as mental cleansing. No screens, no noise, just thoughts and clarity. Ray Dalio, billionaire investor, built an entire system of principles from his nightly reflections, turning each day's failures into rules for better decision-making. These aren't just habits. They're systems of stillness. Because in stillness, you can see clearly. So, what does this look like for you? Step 1, create a boundary. Set a time when the world stops entering your space. No emails, no texts, just you. Step 2, reflect. Ask, what did I do well today? Even one small thing. Step 3, ask, what could I have done better? Not with guilt, but with curiosity. Step 4, reconnect. Think of someone you love, someone you're grateful for. Let your mind rest in connection, not anxiety. Step 5, prepare. Write down one intention for tomorrow. One focus. One thing worth waking up for. Ryan Holiday journals every night, not because his days are easy, but because they're heavy. And journaling helps him carry the weight with wisdom. James Clear would say, this is your system of closing loops. If your mind is full of open tabs, you can't rest. But when you close your loops, when you reflect with intention, your brain resets. Your soul resets. This is where memento mori comes in. You could leave life right now, Marcus Aurelius wrote. Not to scare us, but to focus us. If today were your last day, what would you change? How would you treat the people around you? Would you still scroll that extra hour? Would you still chase validation from people who don't even know you? Or would you slow down and live? You can't control when the end comes, but you can control how complete your days feel. Every night is a chance to begin again, not by ignoring the pain, but by facing it with honesty. By learning, by breathing, by remembering what matters. And that's the power of a Stoic night. It doesn't demand silence. It invites it. It doesn't shame your mistakes. It studies them. It doesn't fear death. It uses it as a compass. You are the warrior. And your rest is not weakness, it's recovery. So tonight, don't just fall asleep. Lay down your armor. Review the battle. And wake up ready to forge again. If you've made it this far, you've already proven something powerful. You're not here to live on autopilot. You're here to live on purpose. You've explored how the most grounded minds, from ancient Stoics to modern leaders, protect their peace in a chaotic world. And the truth is, They don't have superpowers. They have systems. Ryan Holiday lives by a simple rule. Control what you can, let go of what you can't, and prepare for both. James Clear reminds us, change doesn't happen in a single day. It happens daily. Through small decisions. Through quiet routines. Through simple actions repeated with intention. You've seen how the day begins with a forge of morning mastery, your chance to step into clarity before the world interferes. You've seen how emotional armor is built moment by moment, through breath, presence, and the discipline to pause before reacting. And you've seen how the day closes with stillness and reflection, a sacred reset that cleans your mental slate and sharpens your focus for tomorrow. This is your Stoic blueprint. Not a one-time fix, but a daily practice. One that doesn't just help you survive the noise, but rise above it. Because life won't slow down, but you can steady yourself. And when the world shouts, you don't have to shout back. When chaos comes, you don't have to collapse. You are training. You are growing. You are remembering what truly matters. So here's your invitation. Don't just watch. Apply it. 1 minute of silence. 1 deep breath. 1 habit. 1 moment of honesty. And as you build this armor layer by layer, your life won't just feel calmer. It will become clearer, stronger, more aligned. If this message resonated with you, give this video a like. It helps others discover it too. And if you want to keep walking this path of growth, subscribe and join a community that chooses stillness over noise, clarity over chaos. Because the world needs more people who can stay calm when it counts. And today, that person can be you.
Hey, incredible growth seekers. Wow, what a journey. If this video resonated, subscribe now for more life-changing content. Join our community of self-improvers. Smash that like button to fuel more content on mindfulness, goal setting, and emotional intelligence. Share this video to create a ripple of positive change. Comment below about your growth journey. Your insights shape our content. Next week, boosting self-confidence and overcoming limiting beliefs. Don't miss it. Every interaction brings us closer to a world of empowered individuals. Let's make personal development global. Stay inspired, keep growing. Your best self awaits. Let's unlock it together.